outside it.
One of your books?
Which?
One of your books, audio books?
My books on tape.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Do you remember Cousin Mike returning?
Right?
You hear from him ever? You know what he's up to?
No, I don't really hear
I know
or
he's a mailman. I know he's retired. He's probably retired now.
actually,
He's about Randy's age, I think.
on Facebook, I think there was something about, I got his information in case I get a chance to hook up.
Don't you?
Huh?
You remember him, don't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
How about, did he have a sister?
He's retired though, but they said that, yeah, he's home collecting junk, is what Sue put on there. Collecting junk and,
Who is that, his wife?
the sister, right?
Sue?
Yes. Susan?
I don't know if I knew her.
Yeah.
She younger?
There was Susan, Gail.
Oh yeah.
Susan, Gail, and Mike, right?
Yeah.
And the daughters are on Facebook.
There are two. Did Mike have one sister or two?
And Mike had two sisters. And Mike was Randy's age, I think, or older. And he, last time I saw him, he was had a beard and was pretty big and everything. And I think I thought he was by himself.
Living alone?
Yeah. And then, but just recently on Facebook, I got my phone now, I'm gonna go look at a couple of things. Recently on Facebook, Susan made a comment to something one of the daughters said, or one of the one of the nieces said maybe or something, I don't know. Did Mike have?
I met Mike one time.
Anyway,
he was a kid.
Yeah. Anyway, they said that he was basically home all the time, and he was bringing home so much junk that he needs to clean up his house and get rid of everything and whatever. And I said I wrote something back about, well, I could definitely help him and tell him some stuff about the whole art of hoarding. Is that of hoarding, where you keep things too long?
Yeah, I can't get rid of anything.
Because I hoarded a lifetime away. Just before I came.
I've got cousins. Well, she's related to you distantly, but she had to move out of her house. She couldn't move around in it. And she's here in town. I haven't seen her, but she's never married. But she's living in a motel, I understand. But anyway, she had a house full. Her mother lived. She had her mother's house.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't get in it, I guess. I was in it 10 years ago. I haven't seen her for quite a while.
Right.
So you've got like two cousins on your dad's side. That's all, right?
So
Mike and Susan on your dad's side.
So Mike, Susan, yeah, and Gail died.
And then on your mother's side, you've got Linda and Tim. And I'm glad he didn't have any kids.
And that's the side I can't. I mean,
which side?
Lori came when she was small
to
Maui, but other than that, everybody else I met coming back here when I was small.
Aunt Marion, Lori's in Phoenix,
Right. Yeah, and see her when I go down there.
Yeah, well, see, your cousin Mike in Madison, he's the cartoonist.
Okay, so he's the cartoonist.
The what?
He's the cartoonist.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, and one of them was?
Well, and then John is lives up north here in Wisconsin. I haven't met his wife ever. He's his second wife, I think. Your Aunt Marion's got several black grandchildren.
Got what?
I say your Aunt Marion has at least, I've never met him, but she's got several black grandchildren. John, your cousin John,
Uh-huh.
two of his girls married black guys.
Oh, okay. That's like Alana.
Yeah, one lives in L.A. and one lives in Green Bay. But I haven't met him. I've never met those two girls. I don't know.
Yeah.
And your Aunt Marion tells me about them. She'll probably tell you about it. So they're of course they're your second cousins. No, they're your cousins. Yeah, the girls.
Yeah. Anybody.
I don't know how many kids John had, but that's your.
So Urban and Gladys never had kids.
You know what?
Urban and Gladys never had kids.
No.
And then
Aunt Evelyn.
Evelyn had
Linda and Kim.
Linda and Kim. Okay.
And then, of course,
And then
Aunt Marion had 4.
And then Marion had Lori.
And Judy. Judy lives about 50 miles, about 70 miles from here.
Uh-huh.
But you probably never met her.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And Judy, and then there's Mike,
And Mike.
and John.
And John. Okay, so Aunt Marion had 4.
Yeah.
And then it was my mom
That's it.
went wild and had 7.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. Your mother. But you know, your mother and dad were practicing Catholics. when they were
Wow.
young.
I don't know how practicing we were, but
Well, that's all you do with a Catholic religion. You practice it. You never get good at it. But they didn't practice birth control. Like your Aunt Mary and your Uncle Clary didn't either, but they practiced it, but not with anything artificial.
yeah, well, practicing and doing are 2 different things.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't sleep together.
Yeah.
When they thought she was fertile, you know.
Right.
Pretty brutal. No, I abandoned my Catholic faith years and years ago. I think I was the first apostate in the family, though, in the whole clan.
Yeah. Apostate?
Well, one who gives up his religion.
Oh. I don't know how to work this thing yet.
No, your mother and dad, you know, you were raised as Catholic. You were raised Catholic, right?
Well, we had a Catholic priest that practically lived at our house.
He was a drunk, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He and I got drunk together.
Oh, yeah.
He was a good Paul. Was that his name, Paul?
Yeah, Father Paul.
Yeah.
I went out and helped him serve Mass in K&I a couple times, because he would do Saturday Mass in K&I.
Was he from Europe someplace?
They were Belgian priests.
Belgians, yeah, that's what I thought.
What am I doing wrong? It says pour from there, but I try to pour it.
What do you,
Well, I try to pour from this
thermos?
thermos, and
You gotta tip it up pretty good.
well,
Did you take the cover off?
oh, completely off. Because it says
You
pour.
can't get coffee out of there?
Well, it says pour and pour on it, and so so when I thought that there was like a switch or something, or a handle, something.
No, there was a handle that fell off.
Oh,
I've had that thing for 100 years.
yeah, because it would pour, but
It
it poured
keep-
everywhere but where I wanted it to. So yeah, Father Paul was a priest there the longest.
Yeah, I don't say he was a drunk, but he liked to drink.
Oh, he was a drunk.
He was?
I mean, he could go from 6 packs or more of beer a night, sitting at our house,
Yeah.
practically night after night. I mean, my mom would.
But I mean, he wasn't falling down drunk.
And he would, but he would get going, doing some talking.
Yeah,
And, then he would switch to even hard liquor
Yeah.
later after he'd had a.
Said from whiskey to beer, never pure. From beer to whiskey, very risky.
Yeah.
I've done that in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Start out in beer. A lot of guys.
Well, yeah, he'd do that in a night.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
Then you know the beer wasn't doing the job anymore. So.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and you're so brain dead already that you,
I always liked
don't
beer.
think
I
about
didn't really like whiskey, but I drank it anyway.
yeah, I really had a dark beer kind of fixation for a while, just before I stopped drinking beer.
Yeah,
And,
beer. You know, it for most people it's a beverage of moderation.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's one
But,
friend of mine who goes to all the beer festivals and everything, and I'd say he never drinks and gets really drunk.
He
But
does or doesn't.
He doesn't, and he's the type that will fast once a week and do all these other healthy kind of stuff. But
There are people who can drink beer all day without really getting.
but he likes different tasting beer and foods and stuff, and so I mean he'll eat and drink just what he likes.
Yeah, so he probably drinks not too much, but I mean people who drink for taste, after you get enough alcohol in it, you don't really taste anymore.
Yeah, when I started drinking with the boys of Haiku, that was we had Primo and Oli Olympia, and we would end up somehow we'd get hold of
My guy upstairs.
upstairs making noise.
He's a kind of a caretaker. He was the guy that throwing that football out there last night.
Oh. I mean, maybe he's got work to go.
Well,
Maybe. Maybe he's not used to conversation going on in the morning.
I think he's, I don't think he can, well, he can probably hear voices, but I'm sure he's not hearing what we're saying. But we might try to hold our voice down a little bit.
Yeah, it might be kind
I
of.
don't think we're talking very loud.
And it's like when I walk on the floor in that bathroom there.
Yeah, this is apparently a very old building.
Yeah.
A little bit creaky.
So I started drinking beer with them, and I remember I didn't really like the taste of it, but it was like, 4 or 5 of us in the car going downtown, and we'd have a 6-pack with us, or 2, and we would chug the darn thing down just to get the buzz going, right?
Quick as you could, right?
And it
Well,
didn't taste good to me in the beginning when I started.
Chug a like it.
Anyway, I drank it only for the effect. It was only later on that
Yeah,
I kind of acquired a taste for it.
I've kind of developed a taste for wine, but I still kind of drink for effects, but a little bit I drink. But
Yeah,
it gives me an appetite.
I'm not a big wine drinker. Dran drinks red wine. I drink
Well, there's
white wine a little bit.
Yeah, well, red wine is supposed to reduce cholesterol.
Yeah.
See, I can't take cholesterol. I'm allergic to cholesterol medication, and
So that helps.
I managed to keep it around 200, which is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, I was on a cholesterol medication. I get diarrhea, and God, I had diarrhea all the time, and I thought I was lactose intolerant. The doctor thought I was, but another doctor figured out it was cholesterol.
Uh-huh.
I mean, cholesterol medication.
Right.
Yeah, I used to tend bar part-time, and there was one guy in Rochelle, he was World War I veteran, and he got shell shock or something, and when he was sober, he wouldn't talk at all, and then he'd drink one beer and he wouldn't quit. And he used to come into the bar, and he was kind of a pain in the ass, but he wasn't obnoxious. I mean, he wasn't, he didn't get argumentative or anything.
Right.
But, you know, so then finally, you know, he was always kind of badgering me for a free beer. And so I'd pour him a glass of water and just pour a little foam on it. And he thought he was drinking beer and drank the whole damn thing. One time he drank about 6 glasses of water thinking it was beer, you know. You never do it. You know, I'd heard this, so I just splashed a little foam on from the tap and drank it and thought it was beer, you know.
Yeah. Well, some of those cheaper beers, the people would drink when they got to a point where they drank it all day long, and that stuff tasted about like watered down beer.
I had a brother that kind of died of alcoholism. Well, he was a pretty heavy smoker. The combination killed him. But you know, the last time I saw him, he wasn't getting drunk, but he married a woman from Germany. She's a real witch. His third wife, and she liked to drink, so she'd buy him beer. And I on my way to Wisconsin from California, he lived in Texas, and he'd just drink beer all day. You know, he wouldn't really get drunk, but never get out of his pajamas. And so, of course, he died about a month after the last time I saw him, and you know, he was okay when I saw him, but I mean, he was smoking, and I knew, you know, he's 65 years old, and I was in Europe, and I told his daughter to, you know, if I get an address in Europe, just in case something happens to him, I'll give you the phone number. And she said, oh, he won't die while you're gone. Well, he did. I was in Europe when he died. And see, these are my 4 brothers. We were all in the service at the same time, World War II. And they're all dead. These pictures over here. You see them?
Oh, these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all in at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, one brother my oldest brother was a pilot, I was a pilot, and my one brother was a bombardier, and my one brother didn't get overseas. He was an MP, and my other brother was in the Philippines. So 4 of us got into a little fighting, a little combat, getting shot at. And we were all born 5 in a row. I had my oldest sibling was my sister, and then I got 3 younger sisters. Well, 2 of them are still living, but one just died about 2 months ago. But she smoked herself to death also. But she lived to be 79, so she wasn't a kid.
Something's beeping. I don't know. Somebody. The guy's alarm clock or something.
So much.
I kept hearing a beeping going on, like somebody's alarm clock or something.
Well, now?
Yeah.
The woman upstairs works. Maybe she's getting ready to work.
Okay, so where are you? Which one are you?
I'm right in the middle.
You're in the middle? Oh, jeez.
I could do that. I'm the only one living, so.
Yeah. Okay. And so the top one you said was what, who?
I think that's my bombardier brother. Is he wearing a hat?
He's got
Or a cap?
a cap, like.
Oh, that's my number 2 brother. He didn't get overseas. He was an MP. And then my younger brother, I think, is on the left.
Okay, yeah.
He died of drinking. You know,
Okay.
He's been dead for 20 years, I think.
Okay, and then the other one on the right.
Yeah, that was the bombardier brother. Let me get up. I forget to. Ooh.
Yeah, because the one on the bottom, he has wings.
Oh yeah, that's the bombardier brother.
On the right has wings.
Oh yeah, well one of them is my oldest brother.
And the
He was a
one
pilot.
here, his collar has a couple wings.
Yeah, well, that's my oldest brother. Pilot. This is the bombardier.
This is the bombardier.
Yeah, and that's he was a pilot. He lived.
So he was like, well, they wouldn't have jets, but.
Oh, no. Well, they had jets in World War II. I mean, they started.
But they were
at the end of the war.
Yeah, so he would have been.
I went back in and I flew a 6-engine jet bomber. 6 engines.
You flew.
Airplane.
Yeah. Did you fly before you went in the military?
Never wasn't even in an airplane.
Oh yeah, just in the military.
Yeah, well, see, I didn't think I could ever learn to fly. I didn't know anybody who was a pilot. But the bombardier brother had joined the reserve, and I had the draft breathing down my neck. I didn't want to go into the infantry, so I thought I'd join the Naval Air Corps and probably wash out, and then I'd be a sailor. That's all I ever wanted to be. I wanted to be a sailor. And so I took a day off from work, and I went to the Naval recruiting station to sign up for the Navy to be a Navy pilot, hoping to be a sailor.
Yeah.
And they gave me an eye test, and I'm sure the guy had me at the wrong line because I couldn't read the eye chart. Well, I never had any trouble with my eyes those days.
Right.
And so he says, well, I can't give you the rest of the test because you didn't pass the first one. So the Army Air Corps station was across the street. So I went over there and I said, well, hell, then I'll join the Army Air Corps. I didn't want to get in the infantry.
Right.
And so I joined the cadets and I became a pilot. I never thought I would. I really, once I joined the Air Corps, I wanted to be a navigator, which I knew I could do. I mean, I'm pretty good at
Yeah,
that.
well, that's what my dad did, I guess, was a navigator.
Your dad was a radio operator.
A radio operator?
Yeah.
Oh, and a PBY?
Yeah, some kind of Navy.
Yeah. Because Alana's future husband, he's on a boat for the Army.
He's a which?
He's on a boat, but he's in the Army.
Yeah, sailor. He's a sailor in the Army.
Yeah. So they take all the heavy equipment and stuff like to Korea. They just came back from Korea during that skirmish that they were getting ready to have.
So the Army's got some boats.
Oh yeah.
But they're transports.
Yeah. He had one night where he fell overboard at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they wouldn't have known if he didn't have that alarm on him that set off.
Oh yeah.
And told them that he had gone over.
Was he boozing or something? Or?
I don't know. He had to go out and do something on the front of the boat at 2 o'clock in the morning in high seas, and knocked him off the side of the boat. And
2 o'clock in the morning. Was he on duty?
yeah,
I mean, was he on patrol?
they were out at
watch
sea.
or
They were out
something?
at sea, yeah. Because he just came back from. He was gone almost a month just recently when they had all this stuff going on in Korea, and Alana said she saw some of the biggest submarines she ever saw go to Korea that day.
Biggest?
Yeah, leaving Honolulu.
You mean they're different sizes?
Well, I mean, as far as, I guess when you look in Honolulu and you see all the submarines and things docked down there,
Oh.
she said she saw some of the biggest stuff she had ever seen leaving the same time her boyfriend, plus she would go down there because her boyfriend would have to pull duty on the boat like for 24 hours at a time, where he'd have to keep watch on the boat and everything and while it's in port. And so she
I think the Navy used to have a deal where you're on 2 hours and you're off 4,
yeah.
and then you're on 2 and then you're off 4.
Yeah, in this case, the Army, I guess they would do like a 24-hour shift and then be off, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, he just was gone for a month and just got back about a month or so ago, and they had to take equipment and drop it off in Korea and come back or something.
Hey, did your mother ever tell you that I was a prisoner of war in World War II?
Well, you know that I found out that after I talked to you a while back ago from Tommy. I think Tommy told me that.
This is a picture here we took after my 4th mission when we landed. We just got back from a mission and they took this picture, and I didn't remember having this picture taken. See, that was our crew.
Right.
And I'm on the lower left.
Oh, yeah.
Sits down.
Yeah, this one I could definitely pick you out.
Yeah. But I didn't know this picture was taken, but my nephew's wife in Madison was Googling somehow. She found it on the internet, and I never knew it existed. I didn't know it, and she sent me a copy of it. Well, I was living in Wisconsin then when she did it.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember having that picture taken. We just gotten back from a mission, I'm pretty sure. Because we're still in our flying, that's what we flew in, you know. See, the enlisted men, the guys in the back, they're all in the back of the airplane where it got colder than hell, you know. But the four officers, we were all up front, where it never got really cold in the cockpit, you know, and of course, we're working, you know, we're flying formation.
Definitely don't wanna freeze the pilot.
Yeah, and so I'd really forgotten what I flew in. I don't know, am I wearing a flying suit there? I don't
Yeah, it looks like you had your parachute maybe or something.
Yeah, the harness.
The harness,
Yeah, 'cause, see, we the pilots wore our parachutes in front, and we would take them off. We'd leave the harness on, get rid of the thing. It's kind of heavy, you know.
Right. So you'd have to hope to get that sucker back on in time.
Well, you know, my first mission, I took it off. We had a flak suit that fit in the front. Well, I took my parachute off, and I was going to put it back on when we got over the target, but of course I didn't. We were flying over the clouds, so I didn't even know what the target was there. And then I was flying the airplane, and so I thought, well, the pilot, I was a co-pilot, so I thought he would take over, you know, when we got over the target, they fly what they call the bomb run, you know. Well, he had stomach cramps or something, and I couldn't I put my parachute back in my seat. Well, I couldn't reach it while I was flying. And so I flew the whole damn mission without wearing it. And of course I was, you know, the guys would, if they needed it, then they snapped it on but I couldn't wear it with that flak suit I was wearing. Well, so I decided, well, shit, I'm going to sit on that flak suit, because we had protection in the back. We had an armor plate behind it.
Behind it. But underneath.
You know what?
But underneath, nothing.
Yeah, or of course in front either. But I was never hit by flak. Our airplane was hit by flak, but you know, it knocked out our engine. But so then I just put the parachute on, leave it on the whole damn mission. So when I needed to use it, I bailed out. We all bailed out. You know, so when I bailed out, well, then I didn't have to worry about putting because you know, in the heat of battle, and then they made two types of parachutes. One of them had a hook, and the harness had a ring, and the other one was just the opposite. Well, why they did that? And one time, I guess there was cases where a guy would get a parachute with a ring and a harness with a ring. Well, you couldn't attach it, and they wouldn't notice it probably. I don't know. I've heard the story, so I put mine on, you know, when I got in the airplane, and I had it on when we got shot down, so I didn't have to worry about putting it on. And I'm sure my pilot was wearing his too. We both did. And of course, the enlisted men, they had a backpack, so they couldn't detach it, you know, it's just one piece. I mean, the rest of the crew, but I mean, we in the front, you know, because we were working our hands.
Right.
But it didn't impede us. I mean, we were able to fly that way.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like you get hit and you're going down. That's kind of a lot of scrambling to try to worry about putting on those.
Yeah, well, see, actually, the way we got shot down, the way I figure it, you know, everything happened so damn fast. We're you know, up about 35,000 feet, I think. And we're on oxygen. We didn't have pressurization. And so we had oxygen masks on that we had to wear. So then anyway, the engine that got hit was on the pilot's side, and that's across from me. And so I found some of this stuff I learned later, but so then anyway, eventually it caught fire. We figured as a fighter plane came in and put us on fire, I didn't come in from behind us. I didn't even see it. I think we got him. He come underneath us, and I'm looking for him, and the tail gunner is describing this. He come from behind us. There were about 15 German airplanes took off after us. We had our own airplanes up above us. You know, we didn't even see them, and they shot down all but this one guy. And then he shot us down, but we were already, the engine was out, but we'd lost an engine before. That wasn't really a problem. I mean, it was a little scary, but you could fly with 3 engines pretty well. But anyway, so this thing caught fire, this fighter plane, I figured put us on fire. You know? And so all of a sudden, see, I'm on interphone, so I'm in communication with all the rest of the crew, and my pilot was in communication with the other airplanes. See, we got a selector switch on our radio deal.
Right.
And so all of a sudden the pilot gets out of the seat and he points to the fire without, I'd already seen it, he'd done that before. And he took off for the bomb bay. Well, I had called the bombardier